Hey, what's going on? Guys, gals, aliens, and degenerate crypto enthusiasts, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Dano Crypto. On this channel, we show you guys how to make simple, effective, and easy moves in the cryptocurrency ecosystems. So we're testing out this new camera. So we got a new camera called the OBS bot, and this thing is pretty cool. So it's got AI tracking. And so we'll test it out right now. We'll see if it works. So we're gonna go ahead and track ourselves here. All right. Oh man, we're getting tracked over here. So it's pretty cool. So then you can set it back to where you'd like it to be. Then once you get it centered, then you can go like this. Frames it back up. And then it doesn't track anymore. It's really cool. And then you can do hand gestures to do zoom ins. For instance, go like this. We can get real up close and personal, my friends. So when I'm really ranting in your face, we can get real close and personal. But yeah, we're gonna go back. So 6-7 times zoom. But yeah, this thing is awesome. Yeah, we're having fun with this camera. So welcome, guys. Man, we just got a massive little pump here. Got a nice little pump on the markets. And right from the bottom, you can see that the market, based on even just Pepe here, so this Pepe, we're using this as an example, was ranging. We found some bottom support here, and this was happening with a few different coins. So this happened with Pepe, it's happening with Sol. You can see a range was created down at $80, and then we just hit some resistance up at the top here at $89, $88. And so basically what we're trying to see is are we going to continue this momentum on a Monday? A lot of the times we can get false move Mondays, and we've had a lot of volatility over the weekend. So you got to think of everything that's been happening. I mean, we've had a war started, and we've had a lot of things leading up to it. Give me just a second. All right, Cat, I'll let you out here. There you go. All right. Sorry, my cat was meowing at me. But yeah, we've had just a lot of volatility. And you would think that with bombs going off, missiles and things like that, especially with Middle Eastern conflict, like what we had last time, we saw a lot more drawdown, but we actually saw the markets react positively. Some of the alts got hit pretty hard, but Bitcoin itself, though, actually held up pretty strong. So it was almost kind of like what was said in the Telegram. You know, it's like, are we living in a simulation here? Like, what is going on? Why are we going up? Here's the post. Let's pull it up over here. Give me just a second. You can see here, like, do we live in a simulation? But yeah, that was a really nice bounce level from that 63,000 went up to 67. You can see basically high value node up here at 70K, but then point of control sitting at 68,000, 69,000. So that is kind of where we're currently sitting now in terms of Bitcoin. So we're going to pull up the Bitcoin chart here really quick. Did we have? Oh yeah, we have it on this tab right here. So we're going to show you the order block here that's being hit in resistance. So if you wanted to get a short setup for Bitcoin currently, this is a great opportunity right here for a short setup, because this is going to be a really good false move Monday where we had these two big green candles. You got Bitcoin going up on the 1 hour, 2.9%, 3%, and then another 2.9%. So 3%, 6%, almost 7% up in the past 2 hours. So 6% in the past 2 hour candle. You can see a lot of volume came in, had a really nice bullish divergence. You can see here that formed on the chart. You can see how that has played out, but we got to see if this will sustain, because the way that I'm looking at this chart right now, if you're looking at the 4 hour, we basically crushed through this wedge. So there we have this wedge forming, which was leading us to believe that we still had some more pain to go. and that this was going to basically give us some sideways action, some sideways trading action into this wedge, and we could just go ahead and get the 58K, 56K over with. But I said, if that gets invalidated and we can crush through this red order block here, which would be the 69,000, 70,000, and even go past through 71, then the next spot would be the 76,000 order blocks. Then we would just be basically completing the inverse pattern of this right here, and those would be the levels you'd be looking for. So in that, if you're going to try and short this resistance red order block, then you'd want to set your stop loss at these levels up here, like 70, like 70K, 71K. Like, you don't want to get too overextended or get trapped in your trade if you're going to try and potentially short this, because we could, like I said, blast off through here and turn this resistance into support up to 76. Now, we do have a CME gap that is at 80K. It starts at 78 and goes to 81. This is in the mid range of the gap is 80,100 for the CME. So this could line up that Bitcoin's trying to get back and close the gap. And we said, you know, it's like a 50-50 shot here. You know, we're going to close the gap, or we go and just really grab this liquidity right here. You know, we get one more liquidity grab. We were thinking that any of these tensions with Iran and just what's happening geopolitically would also push maybe some of this price or manipulation down, but it looks like it's going to the opposite direction. But we don't want to get too confident and get trapped, especially here on a Monday, because I don't like Monday pumps. You know, we got all this stuff happening in the weekend, and then we get this, we just get a nice little pump for us in crypto here. But I wonder what's happening with the stock market. So stock market, we got things like Circle, you know, USDC Mentor Circle up 13%. We said that this one is probably going to start trading back up close to its IPO, or at least, I mean, it's getting close. So the IPO here, price was around 73. I think when I saw it on Robinhood pop up, the IPO was like around 60, 70, you know, something around there. And then you think, few days later, go to the daily charts. You can look at the daily candles. Got that sucker going up to $300. So whoever got the IPO, even public IPO, actually had a chance. This is what was interesting about Circle. Circle probably did have the best IPO than most of the crypto affiliated public offerings for the stock market. So pretty fascinating. Let me make sure my microphone and everything is good. How do I sound, guys? Everything sound good? Everything sound good? Look good? I hope you're sounding good. I hope you're looking good. And I hope you're having a good, fine Monday. Now, remember, I want to remind you guys that we do have some partners of the channel, and we're going to get into some of the new guidelines for X. There's some new features on X, and there's some new provisions for people disclosing paid partnerships or paid posts on X. And make sure you guys are also hitting that like button, you're hitting the subscribe button, dinging the bell. We are really battling algorithms right now. YouTube still doesn't want you to know about crypto. They don't want you to be rich. They don't want you to know about finance. They want you to get all crazy about the war stuff. They want you to be confused, and they want you to be a pawn. So I think that's what YouTube wants. That's why they're not going to push this content. They're not going to push any financial content, especially that has to do with crypto. But how you can help battle this, like, for instance, look, two people on YouTube. And I always say, if we can get 10 likes in the first 10 minutes, then we'll actually get some people in here. YouTube will put me in the search, and then we can all get to the goal, financial freedom. So with MicroStrategy up 10%, so we've been talking about how MicroStrategy is going to be directly correlated with obviously Bitcoin's volatility and its price. So buying MicroStrategy right now, you would have been buying it at the absolute bottom. So we told you guys that at this purple line was going to be go time, and then it would probably correlate also with Bitcoin's reversal. Don't know if we're at the bottom yet. I mean, we could go to 55K still, but I mean, we're looking like we're trudging up towards that gap. Like I said, that 80K gap. So, but with MicroStrategy, it's really interesting. You know, I think once Bitcoin is at $500,000, then I would imagine you think Bitcoin and MicroStrategy in terms of volatility, you know, Bitcoin goes up 20%, MicroStrategy goes up 60%. You know, Bitcoin goes down 20% or 50%, MicroStrategy is going to go down like 75%. You know, it's like down 70% basically from its highs here. If you go to this wick here, it's down 80%. It was down 80%, okay, from its highs. That's all correlated with Bitcoin because Bitcoin has gone down 50%. So it's like got a 25-30% volatile difference against Bitcoin. But that's good though. That's a good thing. So with that, adding this to your portfolio long term, and it's tied heavily to Bitcoin like this, you just know, okay, well, it's at a bottom and getting to where I think it's going to go, at least to that first 1.618 Fibonacci, is MicroStrategy is going to be at $834. So imagine you're long MSTR. You know, you can long MSTR a lot of different ways, and you're basically just getting more Bitcoin. You're actually getting higher Bitcoin exposure by MSTR. And so all of the stocks here that we've been following, something like Bullish, that IPO was terrible. See, compared to Circles, like Circles IPO, great. That was great for the public. Bullish, rugged. Like that was the IPO. It was like $100 or like 80 something. It spiked only to like 150 just for like the day, and then literally just been like down only. So that was a terrible IPO. Coinbase, Coinbase was a terrible IPO too. Like you got to think, like Coinbase launched at like 300, 200 something. Then it went sideways all the way through 2021. And then from its peak of just 380, it literally was just down for 3 years. Only up until the point where it's gotten to, it got back up in 2025. It got to 419. And then we've established some support here. You know, we got 3 bottom prices. My microphone, it sounds bad. The microphone sounds different. Does it really? Huh. Is like are my filters not on or something? Let's see. Oh, I haven't changed anything. Does it sound bad? Does it sound really bad? Yeah, let me know, guys. If you're watching on YouTube right now, watching anywhere, just let me know. Does the mic sound different? Let me I'll pull up the stream on my phone and let's see. Change anything? My mic it sounds bad. It's really loud. I'll say that. I could probably just turn down the gain a little bit. That would probably help. Okay, cool. All right. Well, so let's continue going down a little bit. We're just gonna go through just a couple of yeah, maybe the gain probably was just a little hot. It was just a little hot. All right, so yeah, you can see like sometimes these IPOs are terrible. I mean, they do awful. It's almost like you want to wait a little bit after the IPO to kind of see how much it's going to sell off, because you got to think with these initial public offerings, you don't get the same price as these people. You know, it just doesn't happen. Funny, this camera kind of trying to, you know, using a new camera, so if it's kind of, you know, looks a little bit different, we're testing out. Normally we use our iPhone. That's what we've been using for our camera, has been our iPhone, but we just got this new fancy camera, which we're going to be using for doing content outside, different locations. For some reason, like for instance, like this stream, you know, there's 9 people in here, which is awesome. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like button and share this with a friend and your socials and things like that. But the stream I did where I was literally on my laptop in the car got 1,000 views. It had way more interaction. It had more people in there. And I was just talking in the car. So I noticed that there are a group of people that kind of are getting sick of this. Like they're kind of getting tired of the streamer setup or like the green screen or whatever. They just kind of are just like, okay, I just want to see you like out in the wild. And I noticed that if you kind of do a combination of both, it maybe is something that you can test out in your own content creation, is just like switch up the background, switch up where you are, and that could probably... It could be something. Because a friend of mine said, what do you think was the difference of why that video did so much better than all the other ones you've done? And I was like, it's because I was just sitting in the car. I was just ranting in the car. But, well, see the difference with like, say, these stocks getting these IPOs, it's not like you're never going to get the price that a lot of the buddies, like the seed angel investors, the seed investors, you know, they have, and then with crypto, you know, you have the unlock. So that's what all the unlocks are. Like you can go to CoinMarketCap and you click on any of these altcoins, and they will have unlocks. Like you go to Midnight, for instance. This is Charles Hoskinson's new quote privacy blockchain based on Cardano, and you could go in and see that there are going to be unlocks probably for this thing, or allocation holder distribution. Top 10% hold 93% of the token. The top 10 holders hold 93% of this Midnight token. Yeah, that seems good. Let's go to a different one. Maybe Render. Let's look at Render and see if the token distribution or unlocks. Let's see. They switched up a lot of how the information is on CoinMarketCap, so I can't even find where it is. Holders, there we go. But that's not showing me the unlocks. Where is that? Yeah, they changed up all kinds of crap on here. It is not the same. CoinMarketCap has never been the same. There, oh yeah, tokenomics. What is it? No, I don't know where the hell they put it. Yeah, you're supposed to be able to see how much is still in an unlock and will be unlocked at certain points. And if you're wondering at certain times of the market, like why your altcoin is dumping, or why you're like, what the heck? Like why Why is this thing just going down perpetually? It's because the people that got in at a way cheaper price than you did have a lot of tokens that they're still going to be able to sell. And so they got it at like for instance, Render, you know, they probably got Render tokens at like 10, 20 cents. Like they got them at like down, like literally like down here at like 10 cents. And of course they're going to sell it when it gets up to that price, you know, like they're going to sell it here. They're going to sell it there. That's why none of the price ever sustains, because the amount of tokens and sell pressure that comes from basically more economic energy going out, because they basically are like almost minting tokens for free. And that's why the chart looks like absolute garbage. But let's get into a little bit of what's happening with the ETF flows, because the ETF flows are starting to go bullish. So that could be a big reason why Bitcoin's price is starting to reverse to the upside, because just at the end of the weekend, or at the end of the week, last week, we started to stop selling and we started to flow. So like on the 25th or on the 24th, we did 257 million. On the 25th, we did 506. On the 26th, we did 254. So that could be attributing to Bitcoin's price. All right. Now let's look. Let's look at what's happening here, because this is a massive green candle for the daily. I mean, the way I was looking at this chart here, if you look at Bitcoin, how would you see this? You know, if you look at this, like, do you see this as bullish, bearish? On the daily, you can see that there's a lot of resistance. I mean, these candles have been like right here, right here. This is a tricky spot. So it's like I wonder. I want to look at what is happening here, or what happened in 2024, because we have to look back and see where we actually had decent support, and we did have it at 66. We had it here at 59. But we had really big orders come in at 51 and 55. So I'm looking at like 55 and 51 as potential, still like where Bitcoin can go. I just don't know. And there's also potential that was the bottom right here, and then it's just kind of, it's fake out season until, you know, you're in disbelief that Bitcoin's back almost getting close to 100K, and you were waiting for it to go, and like you were like Capo, you know, waiting for it to go to 10K from 16. You know, you were like, oh, it's at 16, and we're waiting for it to go to 10K, and then it ended up going to 32. So this is where DCAing, you know, just dollar cost averaging, you know, whatever your stuff is, whether it be, you know, Ethereum meme coins or Solana memes or whatever it is. You know, BTC technically is supposed to be a quote, a safe haven. It's in these times. It's turned into that. But it also can be the first thing to sell off, and it can be the first thing to first thing to go too. So it's interesting, you know, because we talked about how the markets are so liquid. The crypto markets are so liquid, like they're the first to sell. But yeah, I think though, yeah, so let's get back into some of the trading. Let's see what potential setups we can have here. So all right, so Sol is crushing through this $89 resistance. So we were thinking $89 resistance was going to be a level, but it's looking like it wants to hit the freaking like the damn top of this range, which is crazy because the initial resistance here for Sol was 92. So if you're looking at the 15-minute, well, let's go to the hour. So, I mean, it's just like, wow. I mean, yeah, congratulations to anyone who is in trades right now, trading this and caught the momentum, because we did not. We are in no trade. Kind of sucks. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I mean, it's like, look, I mean, there's like just, we could have probably made a ridiculous amount of money today, but we weren't focusing on trying to get entries. We were we weren't. It is what it is. And then, you know, sometimes no trade is a good trade, because if you think about it, you know, if you're using that, what I just explained, like, oh, I missed out on the trade, then you're going to do something stupid. You're going to try and chase price. And because you wanted to long, or you thought you could have longed, you know, I know, but instead I was setting up a camera. I was messing, literally, like, that's what I was doing. I was setting up my camera with my green screen, because I haven't actually set up this new camera with this setup on this computer. I've only done it outside with my MacBook and on a different setup. So instead of making, I don't know, I probably could have made at least 500. I could have probably made at least $500 this morning. But instead, I set up a camera and I'm live streaming to 7 people on YouTube. Alpha. Real alpha right there. But that's fine. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. But here's the thing. So possible short at 91 on Sol. That seems like a pretty good spot where we could hit some resistance. Did Trump just give a speech? Trump to speak at 11. Dang, man, that was a, what did he speak at 11? All right, well, let's see what's going on. Did he already speak on this? Did he already speak? He just gave a speech? It looks like it hasn't started. Or he's about to. Oh, it's the Medal of Honor event.
This guy, Polish deputy prime minister, row 3, a couple seats past the Polish military soldier. But next to Putin? No, he's over there. He's next to Putin. The second one. I'm not sure who that is. It's not.
Yeah, okay, so he's about to speak at a Medal of Honor event, so I mean, I doubt he's going to be saying anything about, quote, the economy. Oh, he posted on his he posted on his X. It's so weird. I don't know why I'm okay, there it is. Because I have him on oh, here we go.
The United States and its partners have launched Operation Epic Fury, one of the largest, most complex, most overwhelming military offensives the world has ever seen. Nobody's seen anything like it. We have hit hundreds of targets in Iran, including Revolutionary Guard facilities, Iranian air defense systems. Just now it was announced that we knocked out 9 ships plus their naval building, all in a matter of literally minutes. Iran's formerly supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, is dead. This wretched and vile man had the blood of hundreds and even thousands of Americans on his hands and was responsible for the slaughter of countless thousands of innocent people all across many countries. Last night, all over Iran, the voices of the Iranian people could be heard cheering and celebrating in the streets when his death was announced. The entire military command is gone as well, and many of them want to surrender into saving their lives. They want immunity. They're calling by the thousands. Combat operations continue at this time in full force, and they will continue until all of our objectives are achieved. We have very strong objectives. They could have done something 2 weeks ago, but they just couldn't get there. Earlier today, CENTCOM shared the news that 3 U.S. military service members have been killed in action. As one nation, we grieve for the true American patriots who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation, even as we continue the righteous mission for which they gave their lives. We pray for the full recovery of the wounded and send our immense love and eternal gratitude to the families of the fallen. And sadly, there will likely be more. Before it ends, that's the way it is. Likely be more, but we'll do everything possible where that won't be the case. But America will avenge their deaths and deliver the most punishing blow to the terrorists who have waged war against basically civilization. They have waged war against civilization itself. Our resolve, and likewise that of Israel, has never been stronger. America is now, again, the richest, most powerful nation in the world by far. But the only reason we enjoy the quality of life that we do and the freedom and security is we have done things that others are unable to do. But it's because of warriors who are willing to lay down their lives to do battle with our enemies. And they do battle better than anybody. An Iranian regime armed with long-range missiles and nuclear weapons would be a dire threat to every American. We cannot allow a nation that raises terrorist armies to possess such weapons that would allow them to extort the world time and place. I once again urge the Revolutionary Guard, the Iranian military, police.
Okay. All right. Okay. So yeah. So Trump delivers first national address on expanding Iran operations. Yeah, I'm sure it's not a coincidence on the military companies. All the military companies are pumping on the stock exchange, Palantir. But yeah, so that was, what was the, yeah, I didn't point out that stock. We didn't get to it, but that was one of the ones that is doing fairly well. But it was already kind of found a bottom. So if you look at the daily, a lot of these stocks went back to around where it was in July 2025. So because you can see here, we had a bottom of support right here in July last year. And so it hit 2 brand new all-time highs, going to 185 and then eventually 200. And then you can see we had that sell off towards the end of the year last year. And yes. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what though, because I've been to Dubai once. I went in 2020, it was in 2024, December 2024. So it was right at the end of 2024. And I thought about it. And when I looked at the map and then I looked at where I was located with my family in the middle of the freaking desert, I was like, whoa. And I looked at all the countries that I was around and I was like, this is actually kind of wild. I was like, we're like right in that, we're in the action. I don't know why people think just because you're in Dubai means there's just some invisible shield, nothing's ever going to happen. But so we've seen that now, Dubai, even though it's posed as like, hey, we're supposed to be neutral, things were getting hit. So I don't know all the full information. I know that the airport got hit. I'm not exactly sure how many other locations got hit specifically in Dubai, but yeah, I just thought about being in the United Arab Emirates, the UAE. It's really it's interesting here. It's just like it's a hot area. I just thought about it. I was like, dang. It was pretty crazy. That's the thing, I'm not going to comment on all this stuff, like the stuff that's happening geopolitically. I'm just not. I'm not knowledgeable enough. Like, I really, to be honest, like I have no business talking about a lot of those things, I really don't. And what I will say though is I don't want women and children being blown up anywhere. That's not cool. That I do believe that, I don't think the women and children like are part of like spreading this like whatever, like a terrorist agenda or organization. It's not their fault. So on whatever side, I think that I pray to God that those people can be protected, and whether you're Israeli or you're Palestinian, or if you are Iranian, whatever it is, yeah, just protect the children, because that's what we have to do. It's not their fault. Not their fault we got these world leaders going freaking crazy. That's really my own. That's like, I have opinions, but that's the one that's probably like, I feel the most comfortable just be like, yeah, I just, sure you guys could probably agree with that too. So, Bitcoin. No, I haven't. I've tried to talk to them. I've tried to hit them up, but I have gotten zero responses from them. They haven't hit me up. I've contacted, but this has been over the past couple weeks. I haven't heard anything from anyone. The only people that I have had contact with that are in Dubai are the people that work with me. That's it. But yeah, Carl, haven't heard any word from Carl. Haven't heard anything from Crypto Kid. Haven't heard anything from Da Vinci. Haven't heard anything from Mr. M. It's been crickets. That's also, it is what it is. You can't take things personally. People are busy, and that's just, yeah. That's just is what it is. But yeah, I think it's possible we could just send it. We could just send it from here. But I don't want to take off the table for you guys, like, thinking you get a little too confident and then it's, we get smashed into 51,000. I just, something in my gut is telling me like 50 like the 50s is coming. I don't know why. I'm not very confident in this candle here. I'm just not. I'm gonna wait. Like I'm just gonna be like, I'm still gonna be like buying, like I'm DCAing as much as I can. Any extra capital I can get, I'm trying my best to just throw it in the market. And yeah, just like with the trading, we don't want to be trying to get too hasty, because we're not trying to day trade here. Like, we're not trying to day trade. We're trying to get good entries and scalp when the opportunity arises. I think that's the best way that we can go about attacking this market is to not like think that we need to be trading every single day, because you're like calling yourself a day trader. One, you're going to get cooked. You're not good enough. You're most likely going to be able to just catch a few good trades and then stop. Don't even start trading the next day. I don't even care how good the market looks. Like for instance, you know, today, in the morning, you could have made one trade. You could have just traded Bitcoin. You could have just traded Solana. You could have just traded Ethereum. One trade, small amount of capital, and just pulled a scalp move on today's momentum. And on a Monday, just Monday, that's it. And then you'd make however much you were willing to risk. If you were willing to risk 10% of whatever your amount was, whether it be you had 500 in your trading account and you want to risk $100, you know, you're risking a certain amount of your portfolio. And then same goes to if you have 1,000 and you want to, you know, you have 1,000, you want to risk 100, whatever the ratio you want it to be. That's the one trade you can make for the week if you wanted to, or make that one trade and don't trade for the rest of the day. Just don't do it. Don't do it. I don't care how much the market continues to run. If you close the trade, oh, I could have made this much. I don't care. But that's the only way you're going to be able to not get too emotional. You're not going to overtrade. Like for instance, like right now, like I feel like I want to trade so bad. Like I feel like so quote stupid. Like say all the things of like, oh Daniel, you're supposed to be trading right now, but you set up a camera instead. You idiot. Bleh. And then you revenge trade onto yourself, and then see how that psychology kind of comes into trading. It's pretty stupid because it totally wrecks you and takes your money, and it's all your fault, and you can't blame anyone else but yourself. Because you convinced yourself you have to be doing things, you have to be trading every day, right? Or no, if you don't, then no, yeah, no, do that. Yeah, because basically, if you think about it, especially right now, you got the pre-market early morning setups, which usually happen between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. is where the market is finding where it's going to quote bottom out, and you can see it right here in the 4-hour chart here. At 3 a.m. is where we pinched and found support to send it. And 4%, so like if you were just able to just be up around 6 a.m., put in one entry, and then set your take profit at this obvious, like, you know, red order block here, you know, you just been like this. But you guys aren't here to say to get information on what you could have done. You're here to get information on what you can do right now. Okay, so here you go. What? So now, okay, so you missed it. Cool. Yeah, you missed it too. If you didn't trade it either. Well, unless you did, tell me, show me in the Discord. If you did trade it, show me the fucking entry. But if you didn't, then listen up. So, because you're in the same boat as me. So, if you're in the same boat as me, listen up. If you're in no trades right now, listen up. There's going to be some resistance forming here eventually. Okay, it's 11:43. Guess what? Lunchtime's coming around. They pumped it to the upside before lunchtime. Guess what? Everyone's going to lunch. They're like, yay, we made the gains. Cash it out, baby. Let's go get the martinis and the caviar from the bar down the street with the profits. And then dumps. It goes back into that wedge, and then you can see if it will then now sustain back up to the next level, because the next level, if we do a lunchtime dump, then we're going to hit that. We're going to basically just hit the wedge, because you see this line, you see this wedge line? That's the line of the wedge. And you can see where it respected it very much, trading in this range, and it bounced, hit that line, perfect, went up and touched this, but it overextended into the top resistance at 69,000. So looking like if it's going to hit any type of resistance at all, and we want to pull a short at these order blocks at just right at 70K, maybe even a little above 70K at 76, and then you can scalp that short to the downside at 60, around 68, around 68.4, somewhere around there. So let's see what that looks like in terms of a forecasting short position. So if we're hitting resistance right at 70K, you're going to set your stop loss probably like right at that next order block, okay? So that'd be about a 1%, about 1% move. So if you're at 10x leverage, then your stop loss would be getting triggered at 10%. That's how you have to figure it if you're just going off basic 10x leverage. And if you want to do a nice clean 2-to-1 ratio trade, that is exactly this setup for a short setup. Okay, so short setup, 2-to-1 ratio, risk to reward ratio. You're risking 1 to gain almost around close to 2.5%. Okay, and this could be a pretty decent scalp. Just have to see if that plays out. It can play out. There could be two areas. So, because if it wants to hit and trade right up in here, so that's where the actual entry could be, because you could choose 70K as the entry, or you can choose 76 as the potential entry. So, all right. So Headband said, I put in 2% trade on Near protocol using $1,000, 2% up or down. Okay. So let's go to Near. So say Near already hit some on the 45-minute, the resistance up towards its order block. And so it created this kind of doji candle, but then a green 45-minute candle right next to it. You go to the 5-minute, you can see where you have a couple of those drawdown, red candles, or in our case, white candles. And you got a next 3 going up to try and probably test that $1.35. Now, but you can see though, we have a bearish divergence forming on the RSI. Bearish divergence forming on the RSI. And you can see where we have the inverse correlation. So that would be a bearish divergence. Okay, it could hit right there and hit some more resistance again. So your entry for a short setup for Near would be for it to go right back down into $1.23 if that is the setup. So that's for the short setup. Bearish divergence, short setup here. Your entry right there, stop loss right up back up at the candle at 1%. You're risking 1.5%, 2%. Your take profit would be down here. This is a bigger risk to reward. So yeah, you could actually do this and would be a pretty decent successful trade, and that's probably where it could find that. And so that's looking at that on the 5-minute. Now you go back to the 4-hour and you look at this same setup, and yeah. That could work. That could work. Yeah, you just have to see, like, because it could take this and with some volume come up and try and take out that recent high right here. But looking how it wasn't able, I don't know, you know, it's because like you can see, because this is a bearish divergence. I hope I'm not getting this backwards, because it's when you have that position going this way on the candles for the trend, and on the RSI, if it's the inverse on the RSI, then that's a bearish divergence. So if you see this going the other way, and then you have the candles going this way, that's a bullish divergence. So then it's like, right? I believe so. I hope I'm not getting that backwards. And it looks like, yeah, this is actually a good setup. Yeah, so this is actually pretty good setup. Good setup for a short trade. And then let's go back to Bitcoin and see if that is also that setup is. Oh yeah, yep. This is a good trade setup that we had here. We got that short setup. So let me know if you take this trade. You know, we don't have anything loaded up on our accounts right now, so we have yeah, we could be putting this entry in right now, but we're not even ready. We don't have any accounts like loaded or ready to go, nothing. But if you guys do, this is an entry you can take right now, and make sure you guys are using my links in the description for those entries. And I will show you guys those really quick, and then we're going to end the live stream because we've been live streaming for an hour. And hopefully you guys got some cool tips and some setups here. Let's go to the links in the description for those entries. All right, so check it out. We got PHEMEX, we have OURBIT, so shout out to OURBIT. And shout out to, we got Apex in the house. That's the decentralized trading. It's one of our favorite decentralized options, to where you can do prediction markets inside of here. You can trade real world assets, the gamut, you know. And the thing about Apex is that they've been owned by Bybit for a long time, and they used to be more integrated directly in the Bybit app, but then when Apex OMNI started to get built out, they just kind of became their own thing, you know. And so now, using the ZK Link technology and the perps dex, you know, features that we have nowadays, it works really well. I really like it. So if you guys want to use my link in the description, you actually get the best rewards you can possibly get, and trading fees. You get 10% back on anything that you trade using my link, because that's how I have it set up. So make sure you guys check that out. And same, you get really good bonuses signing up with OURBIT. It's actually the one where I've had the most signups. So the metrics don't lie, guys. You know, I've had the most signups with people liking this exchange more than anything. So, I mean, the numbers are the proof is in the pudding, you know? And so, and then another one that I like to use is PHEMEX. So PHEMEX is where you can do inverse perpetual. So that's kind of the whole thing, is like all of these exchanges have their reasons and functionality of why I like it, why I like to use it, and I use them all. You know, I use them all like all the time. So like inverse perpetual, boom, PHEMEX, easy to, great support. OURBIT, love the functionality and just how the trading platform and the user interface just works really well. It's fast. I like the coins selection. I like that they're very meme focused. I like that they're like a degens exchange. It has that really good functionality with the DEX. You can click right into the DEX, and you can go right into a DEX trading, you know, platform. Super fast. It just works. I love stuff that just works. So if you want to put in these entries like we've just called, I suggest you guys use the links in the description. All right. Well, with that being said, please, if you've seen Jim Carrey anywhere, let us know, because if not, they got him. They got Jim. The whole world and the internet can't all be freaking wrong. That's what they want to make you think. Like, you know, if everyone is pointing out the same damn thing and thinking, no, that's not Jim, we're not crazy. So if you want to go down that rabbit hole of body doubles and what the CIA have been doing for a long time, you think about Mission Impossible, think about Face Off with Nicolas Cage and John Travolta. I mean, they tell you in the movies. They always tell you, you know. And then you think about the guy that was on Joe Rogan recently talking about and telling us, he's like, hey, they literally tell you what they're going to do first. And usually it takes a little bit. It's a gestation period because of the scope of how it bends the reality. Sometimes it takes a few years for these things to play out, maybe even as long as 50 to 100 years, because these people have these crazy plans. But if you want to get the news, you can get it from Psyop Anime. So it's become one of our favorite Solana meme coins because it's connected to this content creation AI studio now called Psyop Anime that's been getting a lot of publicity and mainstream attention, which is, in this economy, in crypto, it is very much based on a attention economy. So if you can get attention from retail, then they end up finding out that you do have some kind of coin or there's some kind of thing attached to it. It's potential that this thing could blow. It could send. And it's still under $50 million market cap. It's still under these low areas from, I think its all-time high was maybe like 30 or 35 for the actual token. But besides the token, just don't even take in the token as a metric. That's besides the point. It's the fact that people enjoy watching the news through a anime lens, and they want to see it in a way that is not the classic, like, you know, way of absorbing the content. Because now that people can create stuff in seconds, literally in seconds, and they have their like dashboard all set, ready to go for their particular like prompt, that they can just literally prompt the news and create a high quality thing that would have taken, you know, multimedia studio companies years to do. This is the biggest disruptor. This is a huge disruptor. And so something like this, whoever's running this, it's one dude's running the Psyop Anime. It's going to be fascinating to see how this kind of ties into everything else. But yeah, check it out. I really like the videos. We played the videos a few times, and it's just a cool way that you can view the what is happening in the world right now through an anime lens. So with that being said, yeah, go down the rabbit holes and find what is going to get you interested enough to start your investment journey. Most people that I talk to haven't started it. There's a lot of things to be distracting people right now. You know, they're just trying to like work, support their families. But if you really, really want to think about how you're going to be able to support your family, is that you're going to have to get out of the rat race. Like you got to have like actual cash flow coming in, not, you got to figure out a way that you can eliminate the people that are like the ones that like are in the middle of taking the money, and you become the person that gets the contract or the full money. Like, that's how we're going to get ahead. And everything is just eliminating that siphon of whatever comes into whatever your money can increase, and they're trying to get a piece of it. No, you're going to get the whole pot. You going long or Danny DeVito? You want the whole bump or you want the whole kilo? I bet the whole pie. I bet the whole pie. Oh my gosh, yep, that's it. We're in the stream with the crown chakra. You going long or Danny DeVito? Let's go. Shout out to crown chakra. Oh my gosh. We haven't played a crown chakra song in a hot minute, so we gotta make sure we play the right one. Oh gosh, which one is it? It's so good. Is it this one? Nope, it's not that. We've played it before, so it would have the play on it. Buy the dip.
But that's not my last, homie.
Nope. This song is so good. I gotta get it on. It's like Tokyo Drift. He's like, it says something about Tokyo Drift. Oh, there it is. Time to choose. I think this is it. Yes, this is it. Yeah. Awesome, yeah. All right, shout out. All right, we're gonna end the live stream on this song. Thank you guys for tuning in. Time to choose.
We gon' ball till it's over with. Ferrari with the paddle shift. Looking like he's swerving, but it's just a Tokyo drift. Camperia never switch. Ride or die, homie. And every chick that I'm with look just like a Barbie. I can get a little cocky, okay, and what? And all the hating you been doing, it just ain't adding up. If it don't make dollars, then it don't make sense. Need to worry about how the fuck you gonna pay the rent. All this TA on my charts looking just like graffiti. Every time I see Mo, I'm screaming out, feed me. Little shopper, horror, come feed me some peach cobbler. It's all peaches and cream when you make a little profit. The Lord of Crypto posted up like a hobby. Tryna put some more coins in this motherfucking watch. Should I let my nuts hang or should I take profit? Gotta keep my eyes open even though I feel exhausted.
To choose.
Keep on grinding or you gon' cry. Stay in the nest or you gon' fly. Put up a few dollars or bet the whole pie. Bet the whole pie.
To choose.
You going long or Danny DeVito? You want a little bump or you want the whole kilo? Killing all your bills like Quentin Tarantino.
Choose.
It's a crypto world. Everybody wanna get a piece. Money will increase. If you learn about it, time to eat. It's a green candle. Up the bears. Don't grab the grease. On revenge trade. Up all night, I can't even sleep. The sun caught my ass again. Ain't no going back to sleep. Eyes red like I'm so big lion, not a sheep. It's a crypto world. Shout out to the crypto girl. Getting to the bag, the whole world. That's what you deserve. Time to swerve and bend the curve. Riding in the forest. Got on market cypher merch. Feeling like it's Ralph Lauren. Steering wheel in a Ferrari. I call that the wheel of fortune. I'm just trying to get my portion. Bend the corners like a torch. Drop the top on a Rari. I call that the headless horseman. What the fuck you gon' do? Join the market cypher crew. Top the front desk, I need a room with a view. So I can see the Vegas strip. Stumping in my moon boots.
To choose.
Keep on grinding or you gon' cry. Stay in the nest or you gon' fly. Put up a few dollars or bet the whole pie. Bet the whole pie.
To choose.
You going long or Danny DeVito? You want a little bump or you want the whole kilo? Killing all your bills.
Look at that short setup. Perfect.
All my charts looking just like graffiti. Oh, what? This TA on my charts. All this TA on my charts looking just like graffiti.
God, that hurts. We're not trading this.
Just like graffiti.
Choose.
Charts looking just like graffiti.
Ah,
Just like graffiti. All this TA on my charts. All this TA on my charts.
dang it.
To choose.
Stop loss?
It's
There is no stop loss. Man, that's some B freaking S Solana. Oh my gosh, guys, look at this crap. What a little short setup scalp right here. Man, like on the money. That was like right on the boom right there. Perfect. Perfect short setup. Yeah, that stop loss. You can, now if you got in this entry Okay. If you got this entry, you're in profit now. So what you want to do is you want to take that stop loss, you want to bring it to break even, and you probably have wanted to maybe even shave off a little bit once you got into profit. Okay. I mean, shave off a little bit, pay yourself a little bit, and then you can now trail that stop loss to break even. So if the trade now goes in the other direction, okay? So say you got it here, okay? You got the entry, okay? You take it 25% off at 69.4, okay? And you're just hedging against yourself, you know? You're just hedging against yourself. And also the market on the reverse, because look, if it could reverse real fast from this level, but it could also still break down to this same exact level of what your target was. Okay. Did you headband? Did you go short on that near trade? Did you go short? Or did you go long? Because in the past 5 minutes, we gave the short setup. That was the short setup was here, right? That was here. And did it 5, 10, 15? You went long? Yeah, this nice. All right, so post it in the Discord. What platform did you use? You better have used my link. I mean, what are you even good for, Headman? I mean, if you're gonna be making trades, you better be making trades on my link. Yeah, post it in the Post-its. I invented post-its. Post it in the Discord. Post-its. You can post it. You mother trucker. Nice. I got to get the VDEX set up too. All right, so we're gonna get there because today wasn't the day to get any entries. We missed those. We bonked our any type of entry at all. No entries for us today. I think if I try and trade later, it's gonna be dicey. You know, it's literally like. Yeah, my opportunity was hours ago. That was hours ago. But I want to remind you guys that in the Telegram, okay, we're going to be going live inside of the Telegram at 10 o'clock. And for 20 minutes, sometimes it might be 15 minutes, 20 minutes. This is where we are going to, and we might even do it earlier. We might even go live inside the Telegram at like 6 a.m. Because at 6 a.m. is usually when we're finding what direction the market is going to be throwing at us for the market open. Okay. And in that, we're going to find our entries. And we explain that we're going to try and get in the same entries at the same time, do our best, whether it be long or short. And we are going to set these. Oh, it's like the camera's so funny. It does hand gestures. we're going to set these levels on every platform. We're going to set it on OURBIT. We're going to set it on Apex. We're going to set it on PHEMEX. If we're trading the coin on PHEMEX as well, because like I said, the inverse perpetual, you can use the coin as collateral. So if we're trading Bitcoin, we're going to use Bitcoin. So if it's a $50 Bitcoin margin trade that we're going to put in, we're going to use 50 actual Bitcoin. Because when we scalp that trade, we're printing Bitcoin to be able to put and then throw it in our cold storage. We're going to be robotic about this crap. And so we're doing this all on every single platform, but at the same time, we're going to be doing it on like VDEX or Breakout Prop, which is going to be the breakout prop that we're going to use together as a community. And we are going to pass the breakout prop evaluation as we're trading on our accounts. So there's this weird thing that happens when you want to start trading on a prop evaluation and you have a paper account that you're trading, okay? You're trading a paper account and then you successfully pass it, and basically you use the market's price action, real price action, to then trade paper on a paper account. And you're like, oh great, I did it, I passed it. Now what happens once you get the account with real money? You blow it. Why? Because now it's real. You missed the previous price action and all the things that you got you to pass it to begin with. And you also, because you now know that it's now real, but then the market structure changed, you now are going to blow it. Why? It's because it's just how our brain works. It's different stakes. It's different now. But what you have to do is say, no, it's not. Nothing's changed. The only thing that changed was me in my view on it, and my thought process, my thinking. And so nothing changed besides you. So that's where we have to, as we're passing a prop valuation and putting in those entries, you're going to put those same exact entries in real money. It doesn't have to be a lot. It's not meaning though, because now because you're going to risk it doesn't matter. I don't care what the amount is. It could be $50, $100. I don't care. We're going to get the same entries, and I'm not telling you how much to use. That's up to you. How much are you willing to risk? We're getting in the same trade. So that's up to you. It's just like if you're copy trading crypto face, you don't have a freaking $1 million you're putting on the trade. You might have 1,000. So it's all relative. And so in that strategy, that's how we're going to pass a prop evaluation, because we've passed 2 of them before. But see, I've done the mistakes where I blew my accounts right after because I figured out what happens. You self-sabotage yourself. It's very simple. It's that you self-sabotage yourself because in your mind, you think the rules changed, but they didn't. They're the freaking same. It's the same. The rules didn't change. Nothing changed. Only you did. So what do? Stop changing your whole action plan once you get funded. Because once you're funded, it doesn't change. It stays the damn same. So that's what we're going to work on in this community, on this channel, and we're going to dominate. We're going to clean up, guys. Like, I'm not charging you shit. I'm not charging you for a private group. I'm not charging you for an indicator or anything like that. I mean, we've basically been just hitting pretty well with just calling key support and resistance levels matched with order blocks. It's all free, So we can do this. It's possible to learn trading by using your own money, by not paying for a thing, and by us doing this. That's it. It's possible. I've done it. But I've also done all the things to completely give it right back. That's why I think my experience and my information is valuable, regardless if you think I've made it or not. I don't give a shit. If you think I've made it or not, or however much money I have or whatever, I have valuable information. You can take it or leave it. So That's all I got to say. Well, now that's all I have to say about that. Check out the links in the description. Support the channel. Support your favorite live streamer. Do all you can to support your favorite content creators. And let's do our best to put some good energy out into the world. We need Jesus more than anything, than any time right now in history. We need Jesus to be igniting and coming back into the hearts of the people. We need it. So let's go. All right. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.